And we've done it. If you remember way back when our first artifact was stolen, Jag was making glass blocks. Well, this is what it was for. We've decked out our entire roof with glass blocks, which there's so many there, and it has taken like at least 3 years of in-game time just to make this roof. But now we can completely lock it up. So if there's a fucking dragon or something, because you know that's just about the only thing that hasn't happened to us yet. If a dragon comes, we can completely lock up the fortress and pray for a swift death. Okay, so while we're doing some cleanup for our very ethical experimentation, I've just noticed that our armies have come back. And I've checked that everyone's there, and it looks like everyone is there. So I'm going to jump into the report and I'll give you an update. So the bad spoons are poorly led by the dwarf Rith, clashed with 12 dwarves. The diamond razors, which is our main army, clashed with 7 elves and killed them all. The slippery armories, which are kind of our backup force, clashed with 7 elves and they killed 6 of them. The ochre homages, which are our second best team, led by Dastot, clashed with 8 humans, killed them all. Then they also clashed with 2 dwarves and killed them. And the slippery armory. So it doesn't look like the fellas even got a word in on this fight. But you know what? They came back alive, and that's all that matters. Okay, to give you some context, I've given our main mace dwarf. I've had him equip our legendary hammer. He's got, a legendary mace. So I thought that would be really good. You know, he could take that into battle. He's our main militia captain. I thought that would be pretty cool. But one of our barons is just kind of walking around with it strapped to their body, which is really frustrating because they're not supposed to have it. But I also can't just like kill them because they're a baron. Yeah, then they're not a baron of our land. So in fact, I might see if I can take them in for questioning or something. I don't know. I don't know if you can just put people under arrest. But anyway, I'm quite annoyed at that. And while I was trying to figure that out, I was doing some digging, and apparently we breached the cabins, and the Forgotten Beast is killing this Thresher. We're going to have to get the army in. We'll get all squads, and we're just going to kill this Forgotten Beast, and hopefully Cog here can stay alive for as long as possible. Run, Cog! You did good. You did good, kid. Why is this cheesemaker here? Hopefully the army can get here soon. I mean, this Forgotten Beast just devoured that guy. Like, anyway. Here comes an axe dwarf, a couple of axe dwarves. They can hopefully put him down. Alright, he's heavily bleeding and injured. Meanwhile, our 2 are healthy. So yeah, I think that's it. They've hacked it to pieces. We'll see who got the killing blow, and then they can get a cool name. Oh, looks like even Heckle's got a hit in. Hit the front foot and hit the front leg, tearing the muscle, severing a sensory nerve there, and an artery. Good on you, Heckles. Alright, so we are digging down. We are at what looks like negative 27, which is quite a way down. And we're going to keep going. So I sent out all of the militia to the goblin headquarters, suspecting that there was only about 100 goblins. So we sent all of our main armies out to the goblin headquarters. And here's the report here. It looks like we were doing quite well. It was all looking pretty normal until we got down to here, where we see that the slippery armories clashed with 16 ceratopsid devils. And we had lost a dwarf to a ceratopsid devil. which was very strange. I don't even know what that is, but anyway, continuing to go down, it looks like again we're doing quite well, and then we lost another dwarf to an elf, and then all of a sudden, right down the bottom here, the purple is every time we've lost our dwarf. We can see that the ochre homages clashed with 16 panda fiends, which only you can imagine what that is. And then again, the diamond razors came across 16 slush phantoms, and they were almost entirely wiped out. So obviously we're in the right spot. We have goblins and we have demons and devils. So that the void goblin that was in our fort last time that stole our crown is obviously, I think this is where it's all going. Unfortunately, that does mean that our main squad only has 4 dwarves remaining. Our second main squad only has 4 as well. And our substitute squad has only lost 1. So we've kind of, again, halved our military. Until, it doesn't include the bees. The bees weren't sent out. We were training during that time. But what I have done is I've assigned every single person to a military group and set them all to train, because we are not leaving until that goblin fort is ours. So I think I'm just going to leave everybody to go pick up their equipment, whatever equipment they can find, and start training. And we are going to train for about 2 months, just so everybody can kind of get a handle on their equipment. And then we are going to raid this fortress. Yeah, I feel like everyone at least has a weapon, which is good. A lot of people have shields. Only some people have armor. But, you know, and people have chosen crossbows, people have chosen spears, whatever they can get their hands on. Some people, like this guy's running in with a pick. Oh no, he's got a warhammer. Right, so everyone is just training. Everyone's tired. A lot of people are crying because they seem to know what's happening. This guy is very much crying. But you know what? We're just getting ready. We're getting ready to go to war. You can see the army getting ready. Everyone has weapons, and everyone has some sort of breastplate on, which is good. All the rest of the equipment is just first in, best dressed. Cool, so we are going to send off our entire fort to go and finally crush these goblins. Because you do not fuck with us. You can get away with it. And off they go. And all that was left is our weaponsmith and armourer and our children. A little bit of fun while everyone's away. There's only children here, and we've had a grizzly bear attack. So I guess we're just going to watch this grizzly bear. Oh no, it's running away. Great. It got chased off by a child. Old Reg, this 3-year-old just chased off a bear. Okay, looks like our army is back. Let's see how they fared. Alright, obviously a lot to go through, and we're not going to sit through all of it, but yeah, it looks like these Ceratopsa devils are back, killing our dwarves. Looks like we took out a couple as well. Here we go, the bees of pain. Alright, looks like one of the bees, unfortunately it doesn't have the names there, so we'll just see who came back. But somebody was killed by a 3-eyed fiend. Panda fiends back killing everyone, the pterosaur demons, slush phantoms. It doesn't look like we stood much of a chance against these slush phantoms specifically. Absolutely decimated the bad spoons. There's no spoils report, so obviously we didn't win this battle. We'll see how many are left. Okay, in the meantime, looks like a goose just knocked the bear into the water. Maybe we should have sent the goose to go fucking kill these goblins. Alright, the bees are returning one by one. Jag, Lockie, Bee, Moby, Heckles, Gibbo. Where's Wheels? I don't think Wheels made it back, boys. Oh no. Ast is Wheels. Okay, good. So Wheels made it back, but unfortunately it looks like we've lost No Dick. No Dick fell in the battle. No Dick's back! He made it! Yeah, No Dick! I feel like we did lose somebody in that fight though. Maybe it was Wolverine. But look, the main characters made it back, so that's all that matters, right? Alright, so it looks like everybody's back now. 153. So it looks like we did lose 40. But I think we put a fair dent in them. I don't think we're going to get through those demons, but you know what? Hey, there's only one way to find out, and that's by doing it again. Alright, so just checking into the fellas, because this might be the last time we do it. B, it looks like he's killed a kobold. And apart from that, feeling pretty good. Lockie on his campaign has also killed one kobold. Moabi has killed one human. He's currently socializing in the pub. Looks like Heckles has no kills just yet. Just doing a little bit of praying before the big battle. Jag has 3 kills. An elf, a dwarf, and a kobold. Gibbo the Hammerer has killed 1 elf, but also 2 yaks and 2 red pandas. And they were in Elderpaddle, so I don't know. Oh, no, okay, that's when he was a hunter. I thought he was just running around hammering yaks and pandas, red pandas. But no, that's legitimate. Wheels has knocked over a dwarf and a kobold, and as soon as he got back, has just immediately started planting seeds again. All of these crops are withered and dying because we all left, but Wheels just straight back into planting. Alright, so it looks like everyone now at least has a little bit of military skill. Even though they're only novices, it's better than dabbling. So we are going to send everyone off again, and hopefully we can crush this goblin fortress again. I mean, we are whittling down their forces. They do still seem to have a lot of demons, which we don't have. Okay, we'll check back in when they're back. Okay, so while the army is away trying to seize the goblin fortress, I've just sent the remaining few fellas just to go digging, and it seems that we've uncovered what must be the treasure of the gods, which I've never seen this before, but ooh, looks like we've got a couple of gauntlets, Snezmosgast and Sazameril. Look, I'm sure that's absolutely fine, and nothing is wrong with that. They seem like perfectly normal names to give gauntlets. Really cool though. I've never seen this before, and I don't know why this is damp, but we're just going to dig into that and see what happens. Oh, did we accidentally pierce something? Or is that water just turning to magma? Okay, looks like some diamonds are on fire. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a good idea to touch these gloves. They seem to be very cursed, but I think it's interesting. Alright, looks like the army is back. We only have 109 now, and obviously we didn't seize the castle, otherwise they wouldn't have come back. Looking at the report, again, the slush phantoms have just decimated our forces. The panda fiends, the three-eyed fiends. Yeah, it really feels like we've done everything that we can, and they have just knocked out 90 odd dwarves. Yeah, I don't think we can take that. In fact, it looks like their forces have increased. And I have a feeling that maybe they have a necromancer, so every time we're sending people to them, they're just getting more. So I think that might just be the end of our raiding career. It also looks like the only fellas that are left are Jag, Gibbo and No Dick. It looks like everyone else has fallen, which is very sad. I think this might be the end of the fort. Uh-oh. Someone's on fire. Yep, he died. Okay, looks like all of our digging around has unleashed the echo of a forgotten divine retribution. So what we have here is a clear garnet devil and the angel of evisceration. Alright, well, luckily everyone that we know is in a squad. We can take on this angel of evisceration, I'm absolutely certain. He's just gonna stride on through, shooting webs at everyone, and yeah. So they weren't wrong with the whole webs thing. Oop. Every time you hear that noise, it has killed somebody, and look, it is still healthy. Oh no, it's killed Jimmy Boner. And I think with that might just be it. Jag and Gibbo will have to live a life without the rest of the fellas, slowly arresting and hammering every single person in the fort. Thank you so much for being with us on this adventure. Sometimes this is just how forts end up, with everyone slowly dying. Goodbye. So with the end of Elderpaddle, I feel like it didn't really end on a high note. We did just go through and kind of just kill everyone in the fort. But what I wanted to do now that we've finished, we can actually go back into the Legends mode and see exactly what happened with our artifacts. So let's find it, and then I will tell you exactly what happened to it. Yeah, right. So you can see here's the Eternal Gift, the initial one that was taken from us. It was stored in Elderpaddle. It was claimed by Monom. He changed his name, obviously. We can look into him afterwards. But he went in, stole the Eternal Gift, and then offered it to the Dwarf Necromancer Adel Lanced League, and then it was lost in Salve Bristles. So we can look into this more, but it looks like maybe during one of those raids we killed him. We killed this Dwarf Necromancer, and the Eternal Gift was lost. Which is really interesting. So we were on the right track. It was in Salve Bristles, which was the fortress that we invaded, but unfortunately we won't be able to bring the Eternal Gift back. Okay, so it looks like actually Tip Nettles was just stored in Elderpaddle. It looks like, yeah, Utez Doomed Workers, the goblin who came in, was trying to steal it, but it just reckons it was stored in Elderpaddle, which I don't believe. So we're going to check out Utez. Looks like Utez fought in a battle and was struck down, and then was actually brought back from the dead as a void ghoul. And then this is us. He wanted to infiltrate us to steal treasure under the influence of the human necromancer Zar Dragonscrape, which we can check him out later. Went to Elderpaddle as Doran Metal Cans. He fooled us into believing he was all these other people. I'm not sure if this got a little confused, but he apparently tried to steal Tip Nettles and then later visited Elderpaddle and was convicted of theft and espionage and was sentenced to 50 hammer strokes and was beaten and imprisoned, and then he was put in prison for 8 months, where he then went back to Wealth Thin, which was just a camp, which was obviously the human necromancer's camp, which is really interesting. This looks like the end of the Bees of Pain. We clashed with 16 slush phantoms, and it doesn't look like we made it out. Alright, here we can see this is the Dwarven Necromancer who was given the Eternal Gift. Yes, it looks like was given the Eternal Gift, and then we attacked a few times, and then they were eventually struck down by Murnom Lancelot. But he did kill the Necromancer that had the Eternal Gift. Unfortunately, the Eternal Gift was not recovered during that mission. So we were so close. We were so close to getting it back. And this is the Murnom who stole the Eternal Gift. Yeah, it looks like just went through their whole life scheming with people, and came to Elderpaddle, stole the Eternal Gift, offered it to the Dwarf Necromancer, and oh my god, they visited Elderpaddle again. They came back. They came back twice. 3 times they just kept coming back, and I bet it was that fucking general. Oh, isn't that just so frustrating? They came back every year to Elderpaddle, and we never got them. Well, I think that's that for Elderpaddle. I think that's a better place to end than just everyone is sad and everyone died. So yeah, we get a little bit of closure, and yeah, thanks for sticking with us. That was fun.